Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering the Testament of Solomon, chapters 18 through 26.
Jeez, guys.
That's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the thing is...
Nothing is fine. Everything is awful.
Okay, you're not wrong.
Look at this dude behind us.
He's not having a good time.
He's spooky for Halloween.
Also, I mean, that's supposed to be art of Ornias. Remember that demon?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the one who was bullying a child, taking his lunch money.
Literally stealing his lunch money. Yes.
So that's supposed to be him. And you know what? He was controlled by Solomon and his special ring. And then he went off to go fool all the other demons because that's what he had to do because of the ring.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I think he comes back at the end of the book here. So we're gonna see what finally happens to Ornias today.
Right before we meet the big bad in the Red Sea.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like an end boss in the Testament of Solomon.
And you know what? I'm excited to see that end boss.
Yeah, so I have the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 1, Apocalyptic Literature and Testaments by James H. Charlesworth, which contains the Testament of Solomon with translation and introduction by...
And commentary as well.
Yeah, by... Oh, wow. I guess... that was too far.
Yeah, you went too far back. Good job.
You know what? As it turns out, the Testament of Moses is very short. Translation and introduction commentary by D.C. Dueling.
Oh, yes. The obvious supervillain or superhero or WrestleMania fighter. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I heard a great WWE joke.
Oh, did you?
You want to hear it?
Sure.
Have you ever seen the sequel to Citizen Kane?
Are you talking about See No Evil, Hear No Evil, that one?
No. I'm talking about Mayor Kane.
Wow, okay.
That's too corny.
Yeah, Mayor Kane. That is true. That is completely accurate. He is, in fact, mayor of Knox County.
Yes. For some reason. So there's a footnote here for chapter 18.
Great. Is it for the title?
Well, it's not actually listed anywhere. Well, I mean, it's after the first sentence. So,
okay.
But here Solomon interrogates the 36 heavenly bodies and learns of their activities and what thwarts them.
Yeah. So I mean, we had a lot of different demons, and we learned what thwarts them. We had 7 before, right? Not heavenly. Was it heavenly bodies or stars? I think it was stars.
Well, they were the Pleiades.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
So this is something else. We have 36 heavenly bodies now, as distinct from demons, I guess. Or maybe they're supposed to just be demons. Maybe these are, I don't know, fallen angels. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Perhaps. But, what's noteworthy is that this may be the longest chapter in the Testament of Solomon, and it has by far the most commentary. So this first note here says that the Testament of Solomon 18 is the most discussed passage in the Testament. It says to consult a bunch of things.
Okay.
Gundel says the archetype for chapter 18 is 1st century BC and notes that in Testament of Solomon 18, the traditional names of the Decans are consciously distorted and relegated from deities to secondary evil demons, and that new names and beings are present which dominate the others. Multiple authors give charts of the names of the deacons and include the Testament of Solomon. The discussions of the names of the deacons will be based in this commentary largely on Gundel.
Okay.
So let me hop into this super scary chapter.
Chapter 18.
Yes. Chapter 18. Then I commanded another demon to appear before me. There came to me 36 heavenly bodies, their heads like formless dogs.
Like formless dogs.
Yeah, this is translated from the Greek kunes, perhaps watchdogs, that is, watchers of the gods. So, perhaps watchers.
Right.
Yes. But there were among them those who were in the form of humans, or of bulls, or of dragons with faces like the birds, or the beasts, or the sphinx.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
that
Sphinx
could be,
too.
a lot of things it could be.
See, this is how a lot of beings are portrayed biblically.
Yeah. But like they have different faces.
Yeah.
When I, Solomon, saw these beings, I asked them, saying, well, who are you? All at once, with one voice, they said, we are 36 heavenly bodies, the world rulers of the darkness of this age.
So they rule the darkness. I love that. It kind of reminds me of that scene from Kung Fu Panda 3 where Kai is talking through these Jade Warriors that he's animated,
Yeah.
but they're all talking in unison. And Poe is all like, wow, how are you guys doing that?
Yeah. So it has some Greek here. It says, hoi cosmo kratores to skotos to ionos to.
Wow.
It doesn't have the Greek text, just the transliteration.
Right. I mean, I could probably, I'll figure it out.
You want to write it down?
Yeah, I kind of do. And I'll write it in Greek too. This is what we do on the show.
It's down there.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So I think. So this means definitely plural. And
Well, there's 36 of them.
yeah, I
would
know.
hope it would be plural.
I know. So of the. What is okay? I'm gonna have to look up some of these, but I'm pretty sure I can figure out what they are. So we have Skotos, and I got this, guys. Okay,
While he's writing that,
There you go.
you should
I'm just gonna look up the
invite
words.
your friends, family, neighbors to watch this spooky demon thing. Ooh.
That guy.
But you, King, are not able to harm us or to lock us up. But since God gave you authority over all the spirits of the air, the earth, and the regions beneath the earth, we have also taken our place before you like the other spirits. Then I, Solomon, summoned the first spirit and said to him, who are you? He replied, I am the first decan of the zodiac, and I am called Ruax. So there's commentary on this statement here. The statement explains the stoicheia in Testament of Solomon 18:1. The decans were 36 deities, each of whom ruled over 10 degrees of the 360 degrees zodiac.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's how they divided that one up. Okay.
Yeah.
crazy.
Origen wrote that among these demons, even down to the least ones, there exists someone or other to whom authority has been given, may be learned by anyone from what the Egyptians say, namely that 36 demons or ethereal gods of a kind have distributed among themselves man's body, which is apportioned into a corresponding number of parts. Some say the number of these demons is much greater. One demon then is appointed to take care of one part and another of another. Of these demons, they know the names in the local speech, i.e. Coptic, as, for example, the Naumen and Nakaumen and Nat and Sikat and Bion and Aaron and Arabion and Ramanor and Ryanur and the rest of the names used in their tongue. And, of course, by invoking these demons, they cure the sufferings of the several parts. Whereas Celsus stated that propitiation of these demons was necessary for health, Origen replied from Phil 2:10. What is that?
Philippians.
Philippians 2:10, that all are subject to Jesus and that Christians need only trust in the living God. For the Stoicheia, as the 7 demonic stars, see Testament of Solomon 18, not 18, but 8:2, where it's noted that Origen also speaks of the 7 ruling demons. And this Ruax is perhaps Rhyx, Rhyx. The first deacon is most important. The name may mean the Lord and can be related to Rex, ruler, king, prince. It corresponds to Sro, the ram, in Manilius's list of deacons. So there you go, information on that. I cause heads of men to suffer pain, and I cause their temples to throb. Should I hear only Michael imprison Ruax, I retreat immediately.
So, I mean, that's not new, right? We've seen multiple demons already being, thwarted by Michael.
Indeed. And he's also supposed to fight Satan, right?
Yeah.
He's like the archangel, big bad guy.
He is the I mean, the thing is, Jesus, a lot of the imagery, a lot of the language that was used from Michael would be used for Jesus.
Okay,
as
so
well.
like
they just wanted, Michael was very powerful, and they also wanted Jesus to seem very powerful. So sometimes the two probably use similar imagery.
Well, I mean, when it comes to Jesus, there's similar imagery all over the place because it takes from a lot of Old Testament stuff as well, a lot of motifs that kind of transfer over to the Jesus narratives. Because you want to build that connection to Moses and to Elijah and all those other important characters.
Yeah. The second said, I am called Barsaphael.
That's a horrible name.
Yeah,
Yep.
Barsaphael.
Sucks to be
I
him.
cause men who reside in my time period to have pains in the side of their heads. Should I hear Gabriel imprison Barsaphael, I retreat immediately.
How is this different from the last one?
Oh, the other one causes their
pain in the
temples to
Okay,
throb.
gotcha.
Yeah.
This one causes the side of the head.
Yeah, like,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, like here.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very different. Come on.
Yeah, obviously has to be a different being for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. The third said,
This is the human anatomy that modern scientists don't want you to know.
yeah, true.
Whoa.
The third said, I am called Artosiel. I do much damage to the eyes. Should I hear Oriel imprison Artosiel, I retreat immediately. So Oriel's popped up multiple times, right? It could be Uriel, it could be Sariel.
Yeah.
Uriel is also common in Gnostic texts, which I guess we'll get to when we cover the Nag Hammadi library.
Yeah, that's true. And I do have a book of Nag Hammadi texts.
Good.
Yeah.
The fourth said, I am called Oropel. I attack throats, resulting in sore throats and mucus. Should I hear...
Oh, shit. That one's been on the show multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm coughing all the time. Trying to get the phlegm out of my throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Right there.
So this Oropel is perhaps the Egyptian god Horus, or Gundel suggests press from Oros in analogy with the 23rd Egyptian deacon, Sesme.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Should I hear Raphael imprison Oropel, I retreat immediately. So this is the COVID one.
Yep, that's it. This is it, the COVID one.
The fifth said, oh my God.
What did the fifth say?
I am called Chirozanondolon.
Wow.
Woo!
There's an X in there.
Yep. Edgy.
Yeah. Gundel suggests the name is built up out of Cairo, I fit the right point in time, Zyno, to comb wool to make it fit for spinning, and Dalos, torch. And it could be analogous to the Deccan Lampadias, the torch carrier.
Okay. I mean, I could see that.
I cause ears to have obstructions. Earwax,
Aw,
demon.
man.
That's it.
Yep.
I hate that.
That's it.
If I should hear Oroel imprison Chirozanondolon, I retreat immediately. Wow. This might be another variation of Uriel.
Great.
The sixth said, I am called Sphendoniel. I produce tumors of the parotid gland and tetanic recurvation. If I hear Sabael imprison Sphendoniel, I retreat immediately. That's a lot more specific
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah, and if it's a tumor, that's a lot more serious too.
Yeah.
This one, it's a real danger. This one,
Yeah.
Or he's benign.
potentially benign.
Potentially. The seventh said, I am called Sphandor. I weaken the strength of the shoulders and deaden the nerves of the hand, and I make limbs paralyzed. If I hear Ariel imprison Sphandor, I retreat immediately.
Okay, so I think
It's so
it would.
specific.
Well, yeah, it is specific. So I think that it makes sense now why so there's this story about
Tetanic
Isaiah.
recurvation is a disease in which the body draws back and stiffens.
Oh, okay.
Horrible.
So I think that it was a text about Isaiah where it may have been Elijah. I don't even remember anymore. It was in the Lilith video, but I honestly forget if it was Elijah or Isaiah. It's one of those. But they're walking and they see Lilith and a whole bunch of demons, and then Lilith is like, "Don't say my name, please." But now, because at least from these texts, in order to get these to go away, you at least have to know the demon's name, and you have to be.
Well, you have to know its name, and you have to know the name of the angel that thwarts it.
Oh, no, the angel has to say the thing. Isn't that what it's saying?
If I hear Ariel imprison Sphandor,
oh, okay.
this is like a command to an angel.
Okay. I thought like these were like if I hear this angel saying this.
No,
No.
Pikachu,
Okay.
use tackle.
Gotcha.
Yep. The eighth said, I am called Bell. I pervert the hearts and minds of men. If I hear Cariel imprison Bell, I retreat immediately.
So he's just a pervert.
You know, yes, but also we now have a catalog of how to get rid of any ailment, basically.
Yeah.
This is why are doctors not using this?
Perhaps they
apocryphal.
are.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't know
Perhaps
what happens
they
in
are.
the back rooms.
You
Those
haven't-
forms are being signed for a reason.
You haven't gone to med school, Lawrence.
That's true. I haven't.
Yeah,
Perhaps this is what they teach.
they only accept people who are compliant. And you would question them too much.
That
You'd
is-
be like, no, he's gonna learn about the demons and not be cool with it anymore.
Yep. The ninth said, I am called Cortile. I send forth colics into the bowels. If I should hear Eioth imprison Cortile, I retreat immediately. So
What
Gundel
what a
notes
name.
that the angels called upon in Testament of Solomon 18 chapter 18 verses 9 through 14 have Jewish sounding names found in Gnostic texts and magical papyri, i.e. Ayayoth, Adoniel, Angel Iai, Ieo,
Yeah, these.
Sabaoth, Iae, Ieo, sons of Sabaoth, Adonai, and Eox.
Yeah, definitely Jewish names. Yeah.
Yes.
Eox, that's a cool name.
Yeah. The 10th said, I am called Metathiax. I cause pain in the kidneys. If I hear Adoniel imprison Metathiax, I retreat immediately. Gundel suggests Metathiax goes back to Theox, a variant of Satyros, that is Apollo. The 11th said, I am called Katanikotael.
Okay.
Yeah, Gundel suggests the goddess Satis or the Deccan goddess Krebses. I unleash fights and feuds in the homes. If anyone wishes to make peace, let him write on 7 laurel leaves the names of those who thwart me.
Yeah, there it is.
Angel, Iae, Ieo, Sabaoth, imprison Katanikotael. And when he has soaked the laurel leaves in water, let him sprinkle his house with the water, and I retreat immediately.
Yeah, so
this is different.
I mean, yeah, it is different. But yeah, this has closer similarities to the birthing amulets.
Yes. Also, if you see 0 views, you can't possibly think that's correct because you would definitively be a
You're
viewer.
watching.
True.
Yes. The 12th said, I am called Saphthoriel. I put dissensions into the minds of men, and I delight when I cause them to stumble. If anyone writes down these words, Iae, Ieo, sons of Sabaoth, and wears them around his neck, I retreat immediately.
Okay, that's something.
Also, we've gotten to Z in the footnotes, and now it started over with A2.
Oh, fantastic.
Hooray!
Why they wouldn't just use numbers is beyond me.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's A2.
Or if they, numbers would have worked. Yeah, that is true. Also, you could just do like AA and then AB, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing you could do.
Well, their convention sucks.
Yeah.
So Sabaoth occurs frequently in the Nag Hammadi texts.
Oh, great.
In NHC 2, 5106, Sabaoth begets Death, who begets 7 androgynous sons, who beget 49 androgynous demons.
Wow. Sounds like a riddle.
In the next verse of that thing, the text states, their names and their functions you will find in the Book of Solomon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Which I guess is this one.
Although it doesn't contain that many.
Not yet.
Oh, true.
The 13th said, I am called Phobothiel. I cause loosenings of the tendons. If I hear Adonai, I retreat immediately. Gundel suggests personification of Phobos, fear, which may be related to the old deacon Knufus, who is called to protect against evil powers. Adonai, my lord from the Hebrew Bible, is common to Gnosticism and magic. Gundel thinks he's placed here to show his power over the gods of the Egyptian pantheon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're I think the point of this, because they're described as, heavenly bodies, I think the point of this is that they are meant to represent that, other deities that are worshipped. But then you have God being like the Lord of hosts and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He would, of course, be a step above these other gods. Yeah. But in this text, they're being portrayed as, well, I don't know if you could necessarily say here that they are being portrayed as demons, but they certainly have pretty much every aspect that demons do here. Like they cause pain and illness. It seems like the demons cause more strife interpersonally, though.
Yeah.
And this is
a headache or two.
Well, these ones put dissensions into people's minds and unleash fights and feuds in homes, too.
Yeah.
I guess this is like a medical textbook for faith healing, right?
Yeah, I guess closer to that.
Yeah. The 14th said, I am called Leroel. I bring on chills and shiverings and sore throat. If I hear not lax, but eax, do not stand fast. Do not be fervent, because Solomon is fairer than 11 fathers. I retreat immediately.
Fairer than 11 fathers?
What a weird thing to
Yeah,
run away
Greek-
from.
I mean, I think that...
Hoti, Kalion, Esti, Solomon, Hendeka, Peteron, because Solomon is fairer than 11 fathers.
So I'm guessing because 11 fathers, if they disagree on something, it would be split, like 6-5 or something. Like it can't be exactly even. So you would have, I guess, kind of like the Supreme Court, right?
According
Where-
to Lamp, the Pateron fathers might refer to demons, and Kalion, fairer, could mean more powerful. There's also a view that 11 fathers are Gnostic, which is in McCown's text on the Testament of Solomon.
Okay.
So that could be. The 15th said, I am called Sobelti. I unleash shiverings and numbness if I hear only.
Isn't that a drink?
Mm-mm.
Sobel tea? Or am I thinking of something else?
Sounds like a drink, though.
It sounds like a kind of tea.
Yeah. So, like, isn't that like
It
a
doesn't
brand,
have
though?
a footnote.
It's not a brand? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe I'm getting two things mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sobelman's and then,
Tea.
yes, some
Yeah.
kind of tea.
If I hear only Rizoel imprison Sobelti, I retreat immediately. The 16th said, I am called Catrax. I inflict incurable fevers on men. If
Nice.
anyone wants to regain health, let him pulverize coriander and rub it on his lips, saying, I adjure you by Zeus, retreat from the image of God. And I retreat immediately. So here we have Zeus.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Maybe they're meant to be like on par with the angels, because that's what it kind of sounds like. If you can invoke their name.
Yeah, when it says I adjure you by Zeus, there's a footnote that says the Greek is Todan, which according to Gundel could be a local name related to the seaport Dan on the Red Sea.
So how does he get Zeus from that?
It does not say.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check that. Is it just DAN?
Yeah,
Okay.
Toudan.
Oh, TOUDAN.
Mm-hmm. Well, with a space between
Right. I know what you mean.
toe and Dan.
So of the. Okay, that's a weird form, but okay.
Yes. The 17th said, I am called Ieropa. I sit on the stomach of a man and cause convulsions in the bath. And on the street I find the man and make him fall to the ground. Whoever says into the right ear of the afflicted for the third time, Iodu Zizabou, you see, makes me retreat. So here's a cure for convulsions.
Finally.
Yeah.
Why don't you give that a go, Ruben?
Okay, so here's what we gotta do. You gotta start convulsing, and
Uh-huh.
then we do that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I don't think
so
there's anything wrong with that.
Gundel suggests with this one that one is reminded of Isis, DK, and Musa. Which,
I mean, ISIS you can recognize as Egyptian, right?
yeah, for Ieropa,
Oh, like
like the
okay,
name.
yeah.
It starts with an I.
Which is new. You just expect Europa, right?
Yeah. The 18th said, I am called Modebel. I separate wife from husband. If anyone writes the names of the 8 fathers and places them in the doorways, I retreat immediately. So the term Modebel might refer to either water lily or rug. A woman with a water lily is known from later Deccan literature. The 8 fathers are associated by Gundel with the Egyptian deities of the Ogdoas, the archetypal 8. As the original father and mother, they are the foundation of everything through their power. And placing them on the doorways, it says, in white magic, protection of openings of dwellings where demons might enter is necessary. See W.K. Prentice, Magical Formulae on Lintels of the Christian Period in Syria.
You know, I think that those were, so they're called mezuzahs, right? But those aren't necessarily to keep out demons.
Right. Those are like to bless.
Yeah. But I think in effect, at least there was this, I forget what it was called exactly, but there is an old prototype of a mezuzah that people would put on the doorways that would have pretty much a spell to cast away demons.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one. In the 19th said, I am called Mardero. I inflict incurable fevers. Write my name in some such way in the house, and I retreat immediately.
Wants to leave.
Write my name anywhere.
Just acknowledge that I exist and I'll leave you alone,
I'll
okay?
go away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's an incurable fever. Dang.
Yeah. Just in some such way. The 20th said, I am called Rix Nathotho. I locate myself in the knees of men. If anyone writes on a piece of papyrus, Phonebiel, I retreat immediately. So this one, Nathobo, according to Gundel, could be the moon god Thoth.
Oh, okay. So they have to have it. They have to write down the name, but it's a different name.
Mm-hmm. This name, Phonebiel, Gundel suggests is based on the deity Phtanon, the father of Atum.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, there's a bunch of Rixes.
Hey.
So
hey,
we just covered Rix Nathotho. So let's continue on here. The 24th said,
this is the real Council of Ricks, by the way.
Yeah.
Sure.
The 21st said, I am called Rix Aloth. I produce the croup in infants. If anyone writes Raridaris and carries it, I retreat immediately. The 22nd said, I am called Rix Audemoth. I inflict heart pain. If anyone writes Rioth, I retreat immediately. The 23rd said, I am called Rix Manthado. I cause the kidneys to suffer pain. If anyone writes Ioth Oriel, I retreat immediately. The 24th said, I am called Rix Actonme. I cause the ribs to suffer pain. If anyone writes on a piece of wood from a ship which has run aground, Marmaroth of mist, I retreat immediately. The 25th said, I am called Rix Anatreth. I send gas and burning up into the bowels.
Great.
Yep.
See, that's the one that we were all waiting for.
Yep. If I hear Arara, Arare, I retreat immediately. So next time you have gas, you got to say,
Arara, Arare.
yeah, it'll retreat immediately.
There you go.
And now you don't have gas.
Exactly. Super easy. See, why can't all of life be like this?
Yeah. The 26th said, I am called Rix, the Inautha. I make off with minds and alter hearts. If anyone writes Kalazael, I retreat immediately. So this one's formulated a little differently, right? So these different ones have had names like Rix Marmaroth, right?
Yeah.
So this one is Rix the Inautha. And Rix the Inautha, Gundel suggests Inautha contains either the goddess of the heaven Nut or the Greek verb inauo with the meaning to start a fire. having to do with the ancient Greek and Egyptian notions of fire.
Huh. All right.
Yep.
The 27th said, I am called Rix Axisbooth. I cause men to suffer from diarrhea and hemorrhoids. If anyone adjures me in pure wine and gives it to the one who is suffering, I retreat immediately.
Wait.
Yeah.
So you have to make this, well, for the sake of brevity, let's just call it a demon. So you have to give this demon some wine?
You have to give it to the one who has diarrhea and hemorrhoids.
Oh, okay. Give it to them, and then it'll go away.
Yep. But you have to adjure this demon in the wine.
Okay.
I'll get right on it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, then. I guess I'll try that when I get home.
I'm sure you will. The 28th said, I am called Rix Hapax. I unleash insomnia. If anyone writes, cock, fadismos.
I thought you were just going to stop there.
It's K-O-K,
Okay.
which is still cock.
Yeah.
But- And wears it down from the temples, I retreat immediately. So this hapax, according to Gundel, might be associated with the Greek word hapax, one time, perhaps containing number symbolism. The variant harpax refers to a deacon with long, sharp teeth. The 29th said, I am called Rix Anoster. I unleash hysteria and cause pains in the bladder. If anyone mashes up the seeds of laurel into pure oil and massages the body with it, saying, I adjure you by Marmaroth, I retreat immediately. The 30th said, I am called Rix Physicarath. I bring on long-term illnesses. If anyone puts salt into olive oil and massages his sickly body with it, saying, Cherubim, Seraphim, help me, I retreat immediately.
Huh. All right.
That's like a whole
Class.
multiple.
Get over here,
Yeah.
angels.
The whole class of angels.
Yeah. This one must be pretty hardcore. I mean, it brings on long-term illnesses. That's pretty vague.
That is true.
Yep.
But it's also hardcore. So you need, I guess, a whole army to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if two people on Earth at the same time call upon the seraphim and cherubim?
Well, there's more than enough to go around.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Also, where is this? Well, I guess how are they going to deal with this demon? Is he doing it from right there, or is he?
You massage salted olive oil.
Yeah.
into your body
Apparently,
while saying cherubim, seraphim, help me. Then he retreats immediately
right. Retreats from where?
from the area.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't go into that much detail.
I know it doesn't.
The 31st said, I am called Rix Alurath. In the case of swallowing fish bones, if anyone puts a bone from his fish into the breast of one who is suffering, I retreat immediately.
Wait, what?
So if you're choking on fish bones,
Then if I take a bone from a fish that I'm eating and slam it into your chest, then
Is this a pre-Heimlich maneuver?
I think it's maybe
I guess maybe someone hit someone else's chest once
with a bone.
Yeah, with a bone.
We all learned that.
While they were choking, and they coughed it up, and they're like, "Whoa, guys!"
It's magic.
He was dead before that.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
This one's way more specific than the others.
It doesn't require an invocation either.
No, it just requires more fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 32nd said, I am called Rix Ichthuon. I detach tendons. If I hear Adonai Malthe, I retreat immediately. The 33rd said, I am called Rix Akoneoth. I cause sore throat and tonsillitis. If anyone writes on ivy leaves, like horror ghosts, heaping them up in a pile, I retreat immediately. So this heaping them up on a pile.
Oh no, not pile.
Yeah, are you gonna try to figure out
How many
Yeah.
laurel leaves? It could be in clusters or like a bunch of grapes.
okay. I think
Um,
pile works.
yeah.
Or multiple piles. It doesn't matter.
The 34th said, I am called Rix Autoth. I cause jealousies and squabbles between those who love each other, but the letters alpha and beta written down thwart me.
Wow, that's all it takes. Okay.
Yeah.
Amy. That's it.
Wow. I could do that.
Yeah, anyone could do that. The 35th said, I am called Rix Fithenoioth, P-H-T-H. Yeah,
Wow, that's really bad.
Fithenoioth. I cast the evil eye on every man, but the much suffering eye, when inscribed, thwarts me. What is the much suffering eye? And the much suffering eye, usually thought to be protection against the evil eye, C. Bonner, studies in magical amulets, chiefly Greco-Egyptian. Both Solomon and the Seal of Solomon are found on much suffering eye amulets. Much suffering eye, if Bonner is correct in his interpretation, based partly on this version, on this verse, is found on the synagogue at Dura. Yes.
Got up one.
The 36th said, and I am called Rix Mianeth. I hold a grudge against the body. I demolish houses. I cause the flesh to rot.
Wow.
If anyone writes on the front entrance of his house as follows, Melto Artad Anath, I flee from that place.
Okay, so this one is responsible for a lot of things.
Blowing up your house.
Yeah, blowing up your house and your skin, apparently.
Rotting your skin.
Yeah. Wow. This one, I guess it's a good end note for the list, right?
Yeah, according to Gundel, Melto Ardad Anath. Gundel says Arta in Egyptian creator god is hidden in Ardad. In Anaath is Nath, an Egyptian crocodile god. Could be. When I, Solomon, heard these things, I glorified the God of heaven and earth, and I ordered them to bear water. Then I prayed to the God that the 36 demons who continually plague humanity go to the temple of God. But Manuscript P reads at this point, I condemned some of the demons to do the heavy work of the construction of the temple of God. Some I locked up in prisons. Others I ordered to battle the fire in the production of gold and silver, and to sit down beside lead incinerary urns, and for the rest of the demons, and to prepare places in which they ought to be locked up. And I, Solomon, had much quiet in all the earth, and spent my life in much peace, honored by all men and those under heaven. I built the whole temple of God. My kingdom was prosperous, and my army was with me. As for the rest, the city of Jerusalem was a repose, rejoicing and delighted. And all the kings of earth came to see me from the other side of the earth, to see the temple which I built for the Lord God. When they heard about the wisdom which was given to me, they bowed down before me in the temple. They brought gold and silver and precious stones and many and excellent, and bronze and iron and lead and cedar logs, and they brought me types of wood that do not deteriorate for the furnishings of the temple of God. This statement could have concluded one version of the Testament of Solomon.
Huh.
So that is an interesting end there, or I guess a potential ending, right? So in that version, you would have some of these demons. So they're either helping build the temple, being imprisoned, helping build prisons for themselves, I guess, or helping build stuff for the building of the temple.
Yeah, stoking fire for the furnaces.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Oh yeah, and there are more than 36 demons, but these 36 heavenly bodies
are the
as
ones
they're
that
called.
are specifically called upon in chapter 18.
Yeah, there were more before.
Yeah, there have been a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But that was the end of chapter 18. If you're enjoying the stream so far, give us a like, comment, subscribe. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know why you that list wasn't great. Let's be honest
was
here.
really long.
It was, yeah. So I mean, I can probably do the rest of the reading.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not a big
Get
deal.
outta here, Ruben. We need you later.
All right. So this next section here, chapter 19. Oh, okay. So we're just moving on completely. So of course, if you've read the story of Solomon, you know that one of the characters in it is the Queen of Sheba, and apparently we get her here.
Oh.
Yeah, she went to Solomon, and she was just like astounded at how amazing the temple was. So I guess is here where we see the end result of all the demons' labor? Let's see.
This is also kind of like intermittently locked in with the rest of Solomon's story, isn't it?
What, the rest of this one?
No, I'm saying all of the Testament of Solomon kind of locks in with.
Well, it's supposed to take place,
during the same periods. Got it.
kind of.
It also scatterbrains between 900 years. I remember that.
Yeah. So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the title. Riches are given to Solomon by all the kings of the earth, including Sheba, the queen of the south, who was a witch. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
I didn't know that one.
that's new. Whoa.
All right, she's a witch, apparently. So, chapter 19 here. Then I, Solomon, was honored by all men under heaven, for I was building the temple of God, and my kingdom was running well. It wasn't you. You're making a bunch of demons do it.
Yeah.
All the kings were coming to me to observe the temple of God that I was building, and they supplied me with gold and silver and brought in bronze, iron, lead, and wood for the temple furnishings. Among them, Sheba, queen of the south, who was a witch, came with much arrogance and bowed down before me. That is not how the story went at all.
No.
She's a witch now?
She's a witch. In this so yeah, this is just
Arrogant witch.
yeah, an arrogant witch, even though she went over there initially just to see how, like, it was for, like, I guess, political relations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing that was actually in the Bible is shown here. So the introduction of the Queen of Sheba at this point seems strange. Moreover, her admiration for the temple, in chapter 21, which we will get to, is unrelated to the preceding story. So you have chapter 19, then you have a completely unrelated story in chapter 20, and then it goes back to Queen of Sheba.
I forget where I read this. There was one story where it talks about the Queen of Sheba visiting Solomon. It wasn't in the Bible.
Are you talking
the one where she sees like this blue flooring and she thinks that it's a pool, so she gets naked and tries to swim, and then she's embarrassed, and that's why she gives a whole bunch of treasures to Solomon? It might have been in like the Tanakh or something.
I don't know that one, but that's hilarious.
Or the Talmud, rather. Yeah, I forget where it's from. I read it in a footnote somewhere.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good. Yeah, the other thing that I was thinking of was I forget the name of the Ethiopian book where you have like this kind of like an origin story of the Ethiopians coming from Jerusalem.
Oh, I don't know.
Or it was I guess the Jewish community there, I should say. I forget what the actual text is called, but I did include I include a short discussion on it in my canonization of First Enoch video.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's I was thinking that was it, but I don't think that's it. I thought that's what you were referencing, but I doubt it.
Oh, no. Probably not.
Yeah. All right. So So there's that unrelated story. Manuscript P appears to make the connection in chapter 21 by means of Solomon's wisdom. For example, by including her amazement at the story. At this point in chapter 19, the manuscript adds, bowed down before me to the earth, and because she had heard of my wisdom, she glorified the God of Israel. In these things also she tested all my wisdom by examination. So much did I instruct her according to the wisdom given to me, and all the sons of Israel glorified God. So yeah, the actual story of the Queen of Sheba is way different.
Yes.
And apparently one of the manuscripts adds, like, not only that she bowed before him, but that she was, I mean, we know that she was already enthralled because of the actual story in the Bible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this version that we're reading, it's just, I don't know how they came up with that conclusion. Also, can I get some water? I should have gotten some. If you can grab some water for me, Chris, that'd be very nice of you.
I've really been seeing this whole time. I think one of my feet fell asleep. Hold up.
All right. But I will continue while he is just being such a great guy. Solomon hears the conflict between an old man and his son.
No way.
This is in the middle of the Sheba storyline. Thank you, very much appreciated.
And it's a new chapter.
It is a new chapter.
Chapter 20.
Yeah, and I know. Chapter 19, the entirety was look at how amazing I am. Also, the Queen of Sheba is a bitch and she thinks I'm amazing.
My horse is amazing.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that song. That was really catchy. It was not good, but it was catchy.
Yep.
All right. So Solomon hears the conflict between an old man and his son. Now it happened that one of the artisans, a dignified man, threw himself down before me, saying, King Solomon, son of David, have mercy on me, an elderly man. I said to him, Tell me, old man, what do you want? He replied, I beg you, king, I have a son, my only son. And every day he does terribly violent things to me, striking me in the face and head and threatening to send me to terrible death. Because he did this, I came forward to request a favor that you will avenge me. They got some serious family issues.
Yeah, they do.
Your kid's gonna freaking kill you.
He's
Holy
seeking
shit.
legal action. Okay. When I heard these things, I commanded his son to be brought before me. When he came, I said to him, Do you admit to this? He replied, I did not become so filled with rage, king, that I struck my father with my hand. Be kind to me, O king, for it is not right to pay attention to such a story and to his distress.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Forget about it. It's not a problem.
Listen, this is a crazy old man. You don't gotta listen to him. I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. Well, I guess we'll find out. Therefore, when I, Solomon, heard the young man, I summoned the elderly man to come and reconsider. But he did not want to come and said, Let him be put to death. Jesus Christ.
Kill him.
This is really, okay, so they have some very serious family issues. So, wait, no, okay, so this story does continue, but this next section in the chapter is titled, The Demon Ornias Prophesies That the Son Will Die. So it is a continuation, but we're back to Ornias, the initial bully demon at the beginning.
Yes.
Then, noticing that the demon Ornias was laughing, I became very angry that he would laugh in my presence. Dismissing the young man, I ordered Ornias to come out, and I said to him, Cursed one, did you laugh at me? He replied, I beg you, king, I did not laugh because of you, but because of the wretched old man and his miserable young man, his son. because after 3 days he will die. See, the old man has the intent of doing away with him in an evil manner. So Ornias apparently knows of a plot.
Mm-hmm.
But although it's not really too crazy, right? Because he was just talking about how he wants his son to be put to death.
Yes, he's evil. Please kill him.
Yeah. He's evil. Please kill him.
Old man's lying.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
And Solomon, in all of his wisdom, can't tell that this guy's lying and needs to ask a demon.
No. He was mad that the demon was laughing.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, Ornias is all like, don't hurt me, king. I was laughing for a totally different reason. I said, does he really have such an intent? The demon said, yes, king. Then I commanded the demon to go away and the old man and his son to come back, and I ordered them to become friends.
You two get along now.
I order you two friends. It has been decided.
Oh, damn it, I didn't want to be his friend.
That's pretty funny. Then I said to the elderly man, in 3 days, bring your son back to me. When they had prostrated themselves before me, they departed. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens in 3 days. Probably the kid's gonna be dead, huh?
Probably.
But you know, because you said that thing, his plan would probably change, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Realistically, it would change, but of course, we're probably not going to get that. So yeah, this next section here, still the same chapter, still chapter 20. Ornias is compelled to explain how he knows God's plan for the future. So how do you know this, demon?
Well, obviously because God told him, right?
Have to be it, yeah. Then I ordered Ornias to be brought to me again, and I said to him, tell me how you know that the young man will die in 3 days. He responded, we demons go up to the firmament of heaven, fly around among the stars, and hear the decisions which issue from God concerning the lives of men.
And so he just like hangs out by God's house and listens.
Yeah. He's eavesdropping. Yeah. Okay. The rest of the time we come and being transformed cause destruction, whether by domination or by fire or by sword or by chance.
Or by chance?
Yeah, or how do you
cause something by chance?
Oh, like those dust devil demons that just kind of blow in there and destroy your house or something.
Oh, yeah, by chance.
Like, sorry, I accidentally destroyed the city. Whoopsies. My bad.
Yeah.
I asked him, tell me then how you, being demons, are able to ascend into heaven. That's a very good question. I want to know.
He's not going to answer it, is he?
Well, we'll find out. He replied, whatever things are accomplished in heaven are accomplished in the same way also on earth. For the principalities and authorities and powers above fly around and are considered worthy of entering heaven. But we who are demons are exhausted from not having a way station from which to ascend or on which to rest. So we fall down like leaves from the trees, and the men who are watching think that stars are falling from heaven. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's their explanation for shooting stars.
Right, but that is not true, King. Rather, we fall because of our weakness. And since there is nothing on which to hold, we are dropped like flashes of lightning to the earth. We burn cities down and set fields on fire, but the stars of heaven have their foundations laid in the firmament.
You know, I think there's, I don't know if it's in the Quran or if it's in this Sirah literature, but I think in Islam they have a thing about shooting stars being Satan or demons or something too.
Well, I mean, yeah, so, they shooting stars, obviously demons here, right? But I don't think he actually answered how he gets to heaven. He said that they can go around, right? So yeah, for the principalities and authorities and powers above fly around and are considered worthy of entering heaven.
They can just float up to the
Right, they float up
firmament.
there, but okay, so I see. So they don't actually go into heaven. They're
Right.
just kind of going up there, right nearby.
Mhm.
They can't enter.
But they can hang out and listen.
Yeah, they're all just hanging out, and then eventually, when they get tired, they fall.
Yeah.
Like a shooting star.
That is how shooting stars work. Yeah, if we had Landon on
when
here,
they get tired, they fall.
yeah. If we had Landon here,
I'm just sick of being here.
listen, the astronomer would tell us that this is a fact.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's what would happen.
Absolutely.
So then the prophecy of Ornias, the demon, is fulfilled. This is the last section of chapter 20. When I, Solomon, heard these things, I commanded the demon to be kept under guard for 5 days. After 5 days, I summoned the old man, but he did not want to come. Oh, no.
Ugh.
I wonder why.
Hey,
Perhaps he's
killed his
guilty of something. No, you don't spoil it, Chris.
Right.
Then when he did come, I saw that he was depressed and mourning. I said to him, "Where's your son, old man?" He replied, "I have become childless, O king, and without hope I keep watch at the grave of my son." Upon hearing these things and knowing that the things which were spoken to me by the demon were true, I glorified the God of heaven and earth.
Because why not?
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, if the demon,
Old guy totally killed his son, and Solomon's just not going to address that.
no, not, does he, no, he isn't. This story does not continue. It jumps back to the, Queen of Sheba, and, no, that's it. He's just going to ignore that. He's just like, wow, the prophecy came true.
See,
Kid's dead.
Here, I thought Solomon was about to be like, "How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?" Right? No, we're just gonna ignore that. What a weird aside.
Yeah. And now we're going back to the Queen of Sheba. So,
Chapter 21.
yeah, chapter 21. Sheba, the Queen of the South, tours the temple. Of course, yeah, in the Old Testament, she did tour the temple and was very impressed by it. So let's see if it's going to be the same here.
Yeah.
Now, when Sheba, the Queen of the South, saw the temple I was building, she thought it was marvelous and contributed 10,000 copper shekels.
Wow.
She entered the inner part of the temple and saw the altar, the cherubim and seraphim overshadowing the mercy seat, and the 200 gems glittering from the various ornaments of the lamps, and lamps also decorated with emeralds, hyacinth, and lapis lazuli. I remember those gems.
Yes.
Yeah.
She also saw the silver, bronze, and gold vessels, and the bases of the pillars entwined with bronze wrought in the pattern of a chain. Finally, she saw the bronze sea, that big thing outside with on the 12 bulls.
Yeah. Which you would think that she would see before she went in.
Yeah, you'd think, but no.
Nope.
Which was supported by 36 bulls.
That's a lot more than what
12.
I thought. Yeah.
It's 12 in the Bible.
yeah.
And all were busy working in the temple.
Oh, I get it. 36, like the 36 spirits.
Yeah. Yeah, got him.
Yep. Instead of 12, like the 12 zodiac, it's the 36 subcategory, like 10-degree segments.
Yeah.
Of the zodiac.
That's true. Yeah. So, maybe at this time there was like some weird association between 12 and other religions, so they had to change it up. Is that what happened?
It could be that they interpreted the 12 as being a zodiacal reference and then tried to update it.
Gotcha. Okay. That is totally possible as well. Yeah. So, but I guess that's how they're going through with this. Either way, 36 bulls now, even though it was 12 before.
Hey, Ruben, can you rotate that bull a little bit?
What are we rotating?
There you go.
Oh, the bull. Okay. Yeah, and all were busy working in the temple. And then there's a textual break. But it's supposed to be about... No, that can't be right. No, okay. So here's a lacuna. Stop. So a lacuna. Did the non-demonic workers get paid 1 talent? Of pay amounting to
just the non-demonic workers.
Right, because the sentence here is and all were busy working in the temple. Then there's a textual break of pay amounting to 1 gold talent apart from the demons. So they didn't get paid. But all the human ones got paid.
Oh, okay.
The human ones who did less work.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, that's a little unfair.
Yes.
Yes.
Then again, what are these demons going to do with money?
Yes.
Good question. I don't know. Get hookers or something and blow?
Can't they
No,
just
they could
do that already?
That's true. They could probably do that already.
Kinda
Especially that winged dragon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That winged dragon, he's got a lot going on for him. All right, let's just be clear about that. That guy's a playa. All right. A letter from, and this is now, that was the end of chapter 21, so now into chapter 22. A letter from Adarchus, king of Arabia, requesting Solomon's help against the wind demon.
Ooh.
All right, so I don't think this one's this is not the dragon one. I was hoping.
No, but this is like a sub-final boss.
Yeah, so we have a good bit of demons coming up. I don't know if any of them are the dragon one, but hopefully they are.
Rush.
Yeah.
The king of Arabia, Adarchus, sent a letter containing the following. King of Arabia, Adarchus, to King Solomon. Greetings! I have heard about the wisdom which has been granted to you, that being a man from the Lord, there has been given to you understanding about all the spirits of the air, the earth, and beneath the earth. There still exists a spirit in Arabia. Early in the morning, a fresh gust of wind blows until the 3rd hour. Its terrible blast even kills man and beast, and no counterblast is ever able to withstand the demon. I beg you, therefore, since this spirit is like a wind, do something wise according to the wisdom which has been given to you by the Lord your God, and decide to send out a man who is able to bring it under control. Then we shall belong to you, King Solomon. I and all my people and all my land and all Arabia will be at peace if you carry out this act of vengeance for us. Consequently, we implore you, do not ignore our prayer, and do become our Lord for all time. Farewell, my Lord, as ever.
Nice letter.
Yeah, nice letter.
Sounds legit.
So there's a lot of wind at a certain time of the day.
That's a demon.
It's got to be a fucking demon. And you
Gotta
know
be.
what? Now, if hey, Solomon, if you're able to stop the wind for us, I guess it would make sense. Because if you're able to stop the wind, that's pretty impressive. Just like in general. Yeah, and they're like, hey, we'll be your eternal servants, basically. No, they did say they said for peace, but I guess peace in this sense
Is
would
that
be.
a threat? Like, if you don't do this, we're going to go to war with you?
That's a good question. I don't think so. Well, it'd be hard to go to war when everything's getting destroyed by a gust of wind.
Yeah. I guess your military isn't that great if a gust of wind can beat them.
Yeah. After I, Solomon, read this letter, I folded it, gave it to my servant, and said to him, after 7 days, remind me of this letter. So Jerusalem was being built, and the temple was moving toward completion. Now there was a gigantic cornerstone, which I wished to place at the head of the corner to complete the temple of God. All the artisans and all the demons who were helping came to the same location to bring the stone and mount it at the end of the temple, but they were not strong enough to budget. Oh, wow. Very big stone.
And very big spenders.
Yeah.
Since they're not strong enough to budget.
Okay, how do we ban Ruben?
It's pretty easy. All I have to do is push a button.
Oh, yeah, we probably shouldn't, though. All right, continuing on here. Wait, hopefully that wasn't the end of that story.
That's the end of the story.
Hopefully it isn't the end of that one. So this next section, Solomon's servant boy entraps the Arabian wind demon in a leather flask with the aid of the ring. In a leather flask. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? No. We're back to the wind demon.
Okay.
We went from the wind demon to this cornerstone, back to the wind demon. Let's hope they tie together in some way.
They seem to jump from story to story at this point.
Yep. When 7 days had passed, and I remembered the letter of the king of Arabia, I summoned my servant boy and said to him, load up your camel, take a leather flask and this seal, and go off to Arabia to the place where the spirit is blowing. Then take hold of the wineskin and place the ring in front of the neck of the flask against the wind. As the flask is being filled with air, you will discover that it is the demon who is filling it up. Carefully then tie up the flask tightly, and when you have sealed it with the ring, load up the camel and come back here. Be off now with blessings. Then the boy obeyed the orders and went to Arabia. Now the men from the region doubted whether it was possible to bring the evil spirit under control. Nonetheless, before dawn, the house servant got up and confronted the spirit of the wind. He put the flask on the ground and placed the ring on its mouth. The demon entered the flask and inflated it. Yet the boy stood firm. He bound up the mouth of the flask in the name of the Lord Sabaoth, and the demon stayed inside the flask. To prove that the demon had been overcome, the boy remained 3 days, and when the spirit did not blow any longer, the Arabs concluded that he had really trapped the spirit.
Of course.
He did it.
So, like, he opens up the flask and then he shuts it, and then flask falls on the ground. It's like, doot, doot, doot,
Yeah.
ding. It's like,
First
Exactly.
These
It's
are super primitive Pokeballs. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very primitive.
You caught a wind demon.
Would you like to nickname your wind demon?
No.
Would you like to add it to your party?
Transferred to the PC.
Okay. The Arabian wind demon named Ephipas,
Oh, you did nickname it.
yeah, is brought to the temple where it is interrogated by Solomon and puts the immovable cornerstone in place. There we go.
There we go.
All right, so that's the title of the section. It's still in the same chapter, but that's the title of the section. But now at least we know that they're related, the stories.
Yeah. They just had
It's
to
very-
add that cornerstone bit so that they could have something for this demon to do.
Yeah, that, and it's it's really poorly placed.
No,
Yeah.
This is like the story about, finding the lost child so that they can put the star on the Christmas tree. It's exactly that.
What?
No,
What?
I'm kidding. It's
I was like, what cultural reference is this supposed to be?
none.
Okay, so then he loaded the flask on the camel the Arabs sent the boy on his way with gifts and honors, shouting praises to God, for they were left in peace. Then the boy brought in the spirit and put it in the foremost part of the temple. The following day, I, Solomon, went into the temple, for I was very worried about the cornerstone. Suddenly, the flask got up, walked for 7 steps, and fell down on its mouth before me. I was amazed that even though the demon was entrapped in the flask, he had the power to walk around. And I ordered him to get up. Panting, the flask arose and stood up. Oh my God.
Wow.
This is an anthropomorphized flask now.
Yes.
It's panting.
This is very strange, but I'll go with it.
Yeah, I guess we'll go with it.
It can walk around and get winded.
Nice. Yeah, I guess. So panting, the flask arose and stood up. Then I asked him, saying, "Who are you?" From inside, the spirit said, "I am a demon called Ephipas, and I live in Arabia."
No, you live in a flask.
I said to him, "By what angel are you thwarted?" He said, "By the one who is going to be born from a virgin and be crucified by the Jews." Yeah, let me guess.
That's what happened, right? He was crucified by the Jews.
Yep. So, yeah, obviously very explicit reference to Jesus there. Great. That's the end of the chapter. So now to the next chapter. It's a continuation of the story, but it's a different chapter.
Chapter 23.
Yes, chapter 23. Then I said to him, "What can you do for me?"
What can you do for me?
So, yeah, I don't know. You trapped me. Do I want to do anything for you?
Yeah, why would he?
You wouldn't. Yeah. So what can you do for me? He responded, "I'm able to move mountains, to carry houses from one place to another, and to overthrow kings." I said to him,
Then it would be a very bad idea to keep this demon around, huh?
"If he can overthrow kings, yeah."
Just
Yeah.
make him move a mountain and then banish him or something. I don't know. Seal him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said to him, "If you have the power, lift this stone into the beginning of the corner of the temple." But he responded, "I will raise not only this stone, king, but with the aid of the demon who lives in the Red Sea." Uh-oh.
Oh.
Here it comes. "I will also lift up the pillar of air, which is in the Red Sea, and you shall set it up where you wish." Wow, this is...
He's going to get a magic pillar.
Yeah, so the pillar is explained in chapter 24. McCown suggests that the pillar of cloud in the Old Testament is transferred to the heavens, and he agrees with M.R. James that the pillar is the Milky Way. Okay. I guess we'll see when we have a better description of it. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, at this point in time, you don't have to worry about light pollution, so you would see the Milky Way all the time.
Right.
All right.
Of course, you probably have some old timers who are like, "Oh, these damn guards with their torches."
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we could really see the Milky Way.
Yeah, we had little tiny sticks, and we would light them aflame for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Life.
Life was so much more simple back then. All right, continuing on here. So he's, for some reason, this demon is just like ridiculously helpful. He's just like, "Yeah, not only will I help you with this stone, I'll set up a whole other thing for you, man."
Oh, great. Thanks a lot.
When he had said these things, he went in underneath the stone, lifted it up, went up the flight of steps carrying the stone, and inserted it into the end of the entrance of the temple. I, Solomon, being excited, exclaimed, "Truly, the scripture which says, 'It was the stone rejected by the builders that became the keystone,' has now been fulfilled," and so forth. This is Psalm 118:22. It's one of the most quoted testimonies in the New Testament and early Christian literature. It is the only explicit New Testament testimony in the Testament of Solomon.
Wow.
All right, then.
I'll take over once you hit chapter 25.
Oh, okay. The demon, Ephipas, and the demon of the Red Sea bring back the pillar and lift it up in the air. This is chapter 24, by the way. We're just getting into it here. Again, I said to him, "Go, bring to me the one you said would help lift up the pillar, which is in the Red Sea." This is supposed to be the big bad,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And Solomon's just like, "Get this guy over here. I want this pillar."
Yeah. I don't care if he's going to destroy the world. I want a pillar. Give me the pillar.
Give me my pillar.
God hated those.
So Ephipas went off and brought forth the demon, and both transported the pillar from Arabia. Wait, what? That was it? Okay, so there's more here, obviously.
Yeah.
But like that's just what happened? They just did it?
Like, hey, man, can you help me move this thing? Oh, yeah.
No
sure.
problem, yeah.
And then they did.
Yeah. However, having outwitted them, because these two demons could have upset the whole world with one tip of the scales, I sealed them around on one side and the other, and said, "Keep watch on them carefully." Thus, they have remained holding up the pillar in the air until this very day as a proof of the wisdom granted to me.
What?
So the enormous pillar was suspended through the air, lifted up by the spirits, and thus from below the spirits appeared just like air lifting it up. When we looked intently, the lower part of the pillar became somewhat oblique, and so it is to this day.
So there's a flying pillar somewhere
Apparently,
floating.
And it's somewhat oblique.
the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So Coney Bear, quote, "This legend of the heavy cornerstone and of the spirits supporting a column in the temple reappears in the Georgian Acts of Nuna in the 4th century. There it is a huge wooden column that is lifted by spirit agency when the king and workmen had failed to move it into place. The spirits support it in the air before letting it sink into its place." So so there's apparently supposed to be a pillar of air
That's held up by air
by some demons.
that appear like air.
Yeah, and he
Lawrence, there's an invisible pink elephant right next to you.
oh my god.
It's supported by invisible blue elephants.
Oh my god, I see it now.
Do you?
Probably stop.
Yeah, I should see a doctor. So that was the end of chapter 24. We have 2 chapters left, which Ruben will be taking over. And you know what? I was really hoping for more from that demon.
Right?
But apparently he's
Yeah.
holding up some pillar.
He's a total letdown.
Yeah, right? Like, he just helps out.
They had all this build up to this Red Sea demon.
It's like watching WWE. All this build up for no payoff.
Yep. Well, chapter 25, Solomon interrogates the demon from the Red Sea named Abizethibau, learns of his history and activity, and adjures him to hold up the pillar. So here we go, guys.
So, wait. So now a different demon's going to hold it up?
No, this is
No.
probably
This is
more about what's happened already.
yeah, this is the same dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So chapter 25. Then I interrogated the other spirit, the one who came up out of the sea with the pillar. "Who are you? What are you called? And what is your activity? For I've heard many things about you." But the demon said, "I, King Solomon, am called Abizethibau, and once I sat in the first heaven, whose name is Ameloth. Therefore, I am hostile. I am a hostile winged demon with one wing, plotting against every wind under the heavens. I was present at the time when Moses appeared before Pharaoh, king of Egypt, hardening his heart. I am the one whom Jannes and Jambres, those who opposed Moses in Egypt, called to their aid. I am the adversary of Moses in performing wonders and signs.
I don't remember those names.
I'm guessing this is the Pharaoh's magicians.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Now,
That makes sense.
Actually, pull out the Bible. We haven't gotten to this point, but check 2 Timothy 3, 6 through 9. Jewish tradition names the leaders of the Egyptian magicians of Exodus 7:11 through 13, Jannes and Jambres, or Mambres, and said they were disciples or sons of Balaam. Apelleus.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, what does it say?
So 6 through 9, right?
Yeah.
For among them are those who creep into households and capture weak women, burdened with sins and led astray by various passions, always learning and never able to arrive at a knowledge of the truth. Just as Jannes and Jambres opposed Moses, so these men also oppose the truth. Men corrupted in mind and disqualified regarding the faith, but they will not get very far, for their folly will be plain to all, as was that of those two men.
Also check Acts 7:36.
Okay.
Apuleius, Apologia 90, lists Jannes with the other magicians and sorcerers, including Moses. Zosimus of Panopolis.
This man led them out, performing wonders and signs in Egypt and at the Red Sea and in the wilderness for 40 years. That's Acts 7:36.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah, we got that already, though.
Zosimus of Panopolis, circa AD 300, may know of a tradition in which Jambres instructed Solomon about sacrifices to drive off or make powerless the demons. Jannes and Jambres may be identical with the two angels who teach men sorcery, Harut and Marut, in the Quran, Surah 296.
Wow. That feels like a stretch, but I guess, I haven't read the Quran, so it still feels like a stretch to me.
Yeah, we'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
I therefore said to him, "How is it that you are found in the Red Sea?" He responded, "During the time of the exodus of the sons of Israel, I gave Pharaoh pangs of anxiety and hardened the heart of him, as well as of his subordinates." It was him. He's the heart hardener.
Wow. I thought it was, God,
Yeah.
like it says in the Bible.
Yeah, forget about that.
Okay, fine.
Forget about it.
This is the real secret truth. The more nonsensical something appears,
Right.
the more profound the hidden knowledge, right? I caused them to pursue closely after the sons of Israel, and Pharaoh followed together. We all approached the Red Sea. Then it happened at that time, when the sons of Israel crossed over, the water turned back upon us and covered over the company of the Egyptians. I was to be found there. I too was engulfed by the water, and I remained in the sea, being held down there by the pillar until Epiphas arrived. So, Magical Papyri notes that the magicians were fascinated with the idea that God had dried up the Red Sea. Manuscripts P and Q continue here. But when Epiphas came, sent by you, shut up in the vessel of a flask, you made me come up to you. I, Solomon, heard these things and glorified God and adjured the demons not to disobey men, but to remain supporting the pillar. And both swore, saying, as the Lord God lives, we will never let loose of this pillar until the end of the age. But on whatever the day this stone shall fall, then shall be the end of the age. And I, Solomon, glorified God and adjourned the temple of the Lord with all beauty, and I was continually glad in spirit in my kingdom, and there was peace in my days.
So in that manuscript, are they just waiting for the other stone to drop, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so. Next, I, Solomon, adjured him to hold up the pillar until the end.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then, under the direction of God, I adorned the temple of God in total beauty, and I was rejoicing and praising God. Now, Lawrence,
Okay.
we come to the final chapter.
Fantastic.
Chapter 26, Solomon falls madly in love with a beautiful Shunammite woman and sacrifices to Jebusite gods to obtain her.
Oh, no.
Oh, because in the Bible he had like a lot
Yeah.
of women, like 1,000, right? I think it's actually said 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's one specific one. So there's something. But let's learn about.
Now perhaps the references to the beautiful Shunammite woman brought to David in his old age, 1 Kings 1:1-4, and 2:17-22. Her name was Abishag.
Yeah, I remember that one with her kid, right?
Yep. And Solomon executed Adoniah for treason when he wanted her. McCown suggests its derivation from the maid of Shulam in Song of Solomon 6:12. I now took countless wives. This is chapter 26. I now took countless wives from every land and kingdom. I also took a journey to the kingdom of the Jebusites and saw a woman in their kingdom. And I fell madly in love with her and wanted her to be a wife in my harem. So I said to their priests, "Give me this Shunammite, because I am madly in love with her." They replied, "If you love our daughter, fall down before our gods, the great Raphan and Moloch, and take her." So Raphan and Moloch are mentioned in Acts 7:43 in a quotation from Amos 5:26. Raphan is the Septuagint translation of Kaiwan, an astral deity. Moloch is the Septuagint translation of Sakuth. It is said that Moloch was a deity to whom human sacrifice was made in the Valley of Hinnom.
Yeah, we've talked about that one quite a bit.
Yeah.
So like the Valley of Ben Hinnom, right? Also known as Gehenna later on. So yeah, the way it's portrayed biblically is like here's this place where kings especially would sacrifice their children.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a real place. And I'm sure, maybe some sacrifices took place there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think when we had Josh Bowen on, he was also describing the Molech stuff as how did he put it? That I know he suggested a book that is on the wish list, I think. But it wasn't.
I forget what book it was, but he makes a case that it was like a class of sacrifice rather than a specific deity.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Or it was like a kind of ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I did not want to worship their gods, so I said to them, I worship no foreign god. Now, Manuscript P, and Q is similar, adds, "What is this proposal that you can compel me to do so much?" But they said that you should become like our fathers. And when I answered that I would on no account worship foreign gods, they even told the maiden not to sleep with me until I was persuaded to sacrifice to the gods.
Wow.
Yeah. But they threatened violence against the maiden, saying, "If you have the opportunity to go to the kingdom of Solomon, say to him, I will not go to bed with you unless you become like my people and take 5 locusts and sacrifice them in the name of Raphan and Molech." So, because I loved the girl, she was in full bloom and I was out of my senses. I accepted as nothing the custom of sacrificing the blood of the locusts. I took them in my hands and sacrificed in the name of Raphan and Moloch to idols. And I took the maiden to the palace of my kingdom. For the Testament of Solomon 26:5, Manuscript P and Q appear to read, "Though I, hostile and embittered, was moved, the crafty one shot bolts of the maiden's love. I gave pause, but she brought me 5 grasshoppers, saying, Take these grasshoppers and crush them together in the name of the god Moloch, and I shall go to bed with you. This very thing I did."
Okay, so they present it like she's a temptress,
Yeah.
and not just like Solomon is horny.
Right.
Well, he's still horny.
Now,
well, yeah, but now it's for a different reason.
now we're in the final subsection. The glory of God departs from Solomon, and he writes this testament.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go.
So, the Spirit of God departed from me, and from that day on, my words became as idle talk. She convinced me to build temples of idols. Now, Manuscript P and Q read, and immediately the Spirit of God departed from me, and I became weak as well as foolish in my words. From this also I was compelled by her to build a temple of idols to Baal, and to Rapha, and to Moloch, and to the other idols.
Speaking of Baal, we have our buddy there.
Yeah, he's fixed.
You're welcome.
That is, he can't produce children.
Yeah, Chris. Why'd you fix
Welcome.
Baal? Baal wanted kids.
Yeah.
But he also wanted his legs.
You know, sometimes you can't win them all.
Can't always get what you want. As a result, I, wretched man that I am, carried out her advice, and the glory of God completely departed from me. My spirit was darkened, and I became a laughingstock to the idols and demons.
Wow. A laughing stock to them.
Yeah. For this reason, I have written out this, my testament, in order that those who hear might pray about and pay attention to the last things and not to the first things, in order that they might finally find grace forever. Amen. So there is a footnote for this ending.
Yeah, it's a weird ending.
Yeah, it says, McCown's late discovery of Manuscript N, which is mainly recension B but supports recension A at the conclusion, caused him to base the conclusion on recension A. My translation of his reconstructed conclusion based on manuscripts H and N, which he just quotes himself here.
Gotcha.
Right. Further minor textual emendations, see the introduction. Manuscript H by itself continues Testament of Solomon 28, 8 through 9a. Therefore I have written these things which I have come upon among the sons of Israel about spirits and the spirit of unclean insults they offer in the Holy of Holies. Accordingly, I, Solomon, son of David, son of Jesse, have written my testament and have sealed it with the ring of God. After the comment about Solomon's death and burial in Jerusalem, verse 9 of the reconstructed text, Manuscript H continues, and the temple of the Lord God, in which a river has its source under his throne, was completed, in which there stood 10,000 angels and 1,000 archangels and cherubim shouting and seraphim calling and saying, Holy, holy, holy Lord Sabaoth, and
Classic.
Blessed are you forever and ever. Amen. Glory to thee, my God and Lord. Glory to thee with exceedingly well-renowned God-bearer and with the honored precursor and all the saints. Glory to thee. Manuscript D closes with sections on Solomon and the demon prince Samael. And the glory,
that'd be way cooler to read.
yeah. And the glory and wisdom of Solomon. McCown's recension C being the most extensive. Recension C includes a conversation of Solomon with the spirit Paltiel Samal. Manuscript V has a subscription noting that the testament was written down by a physician, John of Aro, after Solomon, son of David, died. John gives the time as December 14th, 1440.
So this so the ending changes depending on what manuscript you're reading, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's at least 3 major endings.
Yeah. But it's still a weird ending to the book.
Right. Well, it has to keep the canonical view of what happens to Solomon in mind, right?
Sure, that's true. Well, yes, but also
It also makes the entire story less reliable because you've introduced at the end that Solomon's an unreliable narrator at that point that he writes the Testament of Solomon because everything that he says is foolish and because God has departed from him.
Right. But like, I'm just like, because at the end, this is probably like a reflective kind of text, I'm guessing. Maybe his attraction and his relationship with that Shunammite woman didn't work out. And now he's back feeling less thirsty, and he's all like, I'm sorry, God, here's this testament. But the other stuff that is just completely different, biblically speaking, like the stuff with the Queen of Sheba.
The different number of bulls and
different number of bulls, and then of course with the huge addition of all the demons that are helping.
Right.
And are essentially enslaved to do it.
Now, they do unpaid labor, and it's against their will.
Yeah. So they are enslaved. And it seems that, even if they do, cause like a whole bunch of shit, there like if you're building prisons for the demons.
Yeah.
This is actually really close to the modern prison system. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really close actually.
Yeah.
Although I think if you're in prison, you do get paid something. I'm pretty sure, right?
Well, it's
31
not much
cents an hour.
And
is
you
what
basically have to spend it there so that you can get
food,
decent things.
Yeah. Wow. Really unfortunate life.
Any final thoughts
anyways,
on the entirety of the Testament of Solomon?
I thought it was incredibly interesting. I was hoping to see more from the dragon.
Yeah, could have been more from the dragon. Could have been more from the demon from the Red Sea.
Yeah, right. That one just like fell on its face. It's just like there's this incredible demon, and he's gonna destroy everything. And then it's like, hey, could you get that? He didn't even actually. Did he ask to see that one specifically? I think he did.
Yeah.
He was like, hey.
No, he asked for the pillar, and then the other demon went and got that one.
That's right. Okay. So he's just like, he basically traps these demons. I don't know why they helped so much. Like he asked for one thing, and then like Solomon asked for one thing, but then Epiphas, right? He's all like, I'll do you one better. I'll get you this pillar or something. It's like, hey, that's pretty cool. And then to get that pillar, he gets the help of the one in the Red Sea, which he essentially tricks into locking them up forever, like Apollo or something.
Right. And otherwise, there's parts of the Testament of Solomon that get a little repetitive. Right?
Yeah.
Like with those 36 spirits, right? But overall, it's a pretty interesting book. It's the most demonology that we've gotten so far.
True.
And probably the most we will ever get, frankly.
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah. Although I definitely love the dragon. That's a pretty cool dragon.
Yeah.
We should get a shirt with that dragon on it.
The timeline of things covered in the Testament of Solomon is completely messed up.
Yeah, it really is. It starts from like the earliest time period that it seems like they're in at any point in the text is like creation, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes all the way up to like after Jesus.
Yeah.
So like,
but also things after Jesus are contemporary with Solomon.
Yeah, fucking what?
It's a bit of a mix match.
Also, apparently the Red Sea can hold down this demon, but only until this other demon shows up and is like, hey, let's bring this pillar over here.
He's like, okay, man, no problem.
There's not really a lot of Yahweh stuff in it. Like there is at the beginning when he gets the ring.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just all about these demons, and it seems.
Testament of Solomon. How do we feel about the whole book?
I'm continuing to talk here, Chris. And a lot of the book does seem like a practical manual for things. Like I can imagine that at one point you have a rabbinical or priestly class, and they are tasked with essentially being like doctors. If you pay attention to Leviticus, they have like their quarantine stuff that they have to do.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that something comparable to that with faith healing would come into play here, especially with the 36 spirits that popped up and all of the different like remedies to common ailments that would pop up.
Yeah. Like a lot of them are like very common. It's like, pain in my chest and my stomach and
my temples hurt.
Yeah. Diarrhea and hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Just like gas also. Yeah.
Gas.
Yeah. So they got a lot of ways of dealing with that, I suppose. Very common things.
Yeah. And a lot of them are really simple. Just like say this thing.
Yeah. And then it goes away.
Or write it down.
Yeah. Or some of them.
Write this name on 7 laurel leaves and then sprinkle them around the house. Yeah. That's a bit much.
Or let's see, there's drink some wine.
Yeah.
Or God, there was another really dumb one. Okay, I forgot what it is. There's a lot of them, but they're.
If you watch the episode, yeah.
Yeah, drinking some wine was a I guess fine.
Yeah.
Have some wine.
So how would you rate the Testament of Solomon?
The passage with all the different ailments and how to cure them, that really brought it down a good chunk. So I'm gonna have to say that it's maybe about a 7.5 and 8.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. I might even give it an 8.5 because you could consider the bit with the ailments and how to get rid of them an interesting piece of like medical history in a sense, even though it's clearly not medicine.
And it sucks to read.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty good book. Better than a lot of the crap we read.
Yeah. Yeah. Although
way better than the first, few chapters of Chronicles.
Oh yeah, that was the worst. That was just
and just wait until we start the New Testament.
Well, the thing
very beginning when it's like so and so begot so and so begot so and so.
That's true, but only 2 of the Gospels have that.
Oh, so we get to read it twice.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
It's not like super long, especially compared to the one in.
It's long enough
compared to the one in Chronicles. We should be okay.
Yeah. So what are we gonna read now that we finished the Testament of Solomon?
Perhaps we can let the chat decide. We can leave it up to a vote again. We can look through.
Or we could read 3rd Enoch.
We could also do that. There's a lot of stuff we could read.
3rd and 4th Maccabees.
That too.
5th and 6th Maccabees. 7th and 8th Maccabees. 9th and 10th Maccabees.
The 112th Maccabee.
Okay, well, see, that Maccabee is different. That one's a good one. That's the best book of all the Maccabees.
The 2020 reboot Maccabees.
Maccabees Live.
Maccabees on Ice.
Like, okay, it's like 17 verses, by the way, the whole genealogy chapter.
Okay.
So in comparison to First Chronicles, we'll be fine. I don't know what we can read next, but we do have a lot of options, so we can definitely pick something.
We could read another testament. We're
that too.
On a testament roll here, but we could also read 3rd Enoch.
But yeah, that too. We have some apocalypses we could read even.
We could also read other things in the other volume.
That's true. We can. That one's all wisdom literature.
We could read more wisdom literature.
We could. I don't know if I want to.
We could read like Nag Hammadi stuff.
We'll probably start with that with the New Testament, though.
Yeah, probably.
All right. But either way, if you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. All that.
Check
good
us
stuff.
out on Patreon, and then buy one of these T-shirts. This one that's about to be pinned right here. Buy it. Spend your money. Spend all of your money. Don't even buy different T-shirts. Just buy the same T-shirt over and over and over again. Fill your entire closet with just different sizes of the same T-shirt.
In fact, what would even be better is if you could not only fill up your closet like that, but eventually you're going to need some bed sheets too, right? So you better buy a lot of extra large ones
and then sew them together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is how you do things. So make sure you do that. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
A real fan would make bed sheets out of all of our T-shirts.
And then send them to us. No, I'm kidding.
Send us your Lawrence diss tracks at MilwaukeeAtheists@gmail.com.
That would be cool. We also have an Amazon wish list. Lots of books on there. Link is in the description for that.
We got Facebook and Twitter, or Meta.
Yeah, Meta and Twitter, I guess.
Yeah.
So the links for those are also in the description, as well as just our Teespring and all that good stuff. All the links are in the description, okay, if you missed any of that. And I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's everything. Check us out on Sunday for our Halloween special.
Oh, that's right. Halloween special.
When we read Habakkuk or Halloween a cook. Ooh, spooky. Habakkuk. Ooh, yeah, that's
amazing. Either way, we will
see you on Halloween.
Halloween Sunday.
Yeah.